Welcome to the next life. This is you, the ocean's chainsaw-wielding maniac Sawfish. Just you wait. Right now, you're floating in your mother's womb. You're already nearly 80 centimeters long. The most interesting part, you have the most comical facial features and a saw growing from the top of your head. So this brings up an obvious question. How exactly are you supposed to leave your mother without cutting her? This seems like a serious physical defect. Hey, did evolution not think this through? Will your mom survive? You really don't want to cut your own mother. Actually, nature already has a solution to prevent this biological catastrophe. Each of your saw teeth is covered by a protective sheath. Essentially, it's a soft, flexible cover that turns your lifelong weapon into something closer to a rubber squeegee. Just then, a gentle current pushes you, and you glide from your mother's body into the ocean. Clearly, your mother has no interest in the outcome of this biological experiment. She swims away without a backward glance. No goodbye. For her, it's just another day. You watch her receding figure with a pang of sorrow, realizing that to survive, the only way is to quickly adapt to this brand new world. At that very moment, the protective sheaths on your saw teeth slowly peel away, revealing the razor-sharp blades beneath. Unfortunately, you have absolutely no idea how to use this lifelong weapon. Suddenly, a huge shadow passes over you. It's an enormous bull shark, at least 5 times your size. Your heart races. Luckily, it didn't notice you in the dark water below. Still, instinct tells you it's time to disappear. You surge forward, your eyes so fixed on the threat behind you that you forget to look where you're going. As a result, you carelessly slam your saw right into a large rock. Yes, the impact sends a tremor through your entire body and your head rings. As you shake off the dizziness, you realize this saw is definitely not for decoration. You need to learn how to use it skillfully before you give yourself a concussion. As the threat fades into the distance, you pull up your mental survival checklist and decide to tackle the 2 most urgent problems immediately. Figure out the real purpose of this saw and then find something to eat. After all, your stomach is already starting to protest. The hunt is on. You drift slowly over the sandy seabed, your saw teeth lightly grazing the surface. Suddenly, a strange tingling sensation creeps up on you as if a 6th sense has been activated. You realize there's something alive hidden under the sand. You can't see it, but your saw can sense it. In fact, this biological saw is equipped with extremely sensitive electroreceptors. Capable of detecting the muscle movements and faint electrical signals of creatures hidden beneath the sand. On instinct, you flick your head to the side. The saw teeth easily pierce through the sand and a small fish bursts out in a panic. You swing your saw again, hitting it accurately and easily knocking it unconscious. As you greedily devour your first meal, you check off the first item on your mental checklist. This saw isn't just a weapon, say it's your built-in metal detector for finding food. Now that your stomach is no longer rebelling, you casually cross off the second tab. Both tasks are complete, but things are far from over. Next is figuring out how to survive your first night without becoming someone else's dinner. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the murky water, you spot a group of young sawfish your age swimming in the same direction, thinking there might be safety in numbers. You decide to follow them. Unfortunately, they swim so fast that they soon disappear from sight. You believe they must be heading somewhere safe, so you resolve to keep moving in that direction to find shelter. Unknowingly, your journey takes you toward the shallows near the coast of a small island. The dim light makes it hard to judge the depth, but the food here is plentiful. Your saw once again demonstrates its powerful detection abilities, accurately locking onto worms and small crustaceans buried in the sand. You use your saw teeth to dig up a wriggling feast of undersea delicacies. You're so focused on eating that you completely fail to notice a shadow forming above you. The moment you look up, it's a terrifying sight. A fierce seabird is diving straight for you. Its sharp beak stabs into the sand right next to you. You are truly terrified by the force that could have pierced you. It doesn't give up and leave. It circles around to prepare for a second attack. You swim forward with all your might, unwittingly moving into even shallower water. Your back breaks the surface, exposed to the air. The seabird dives again. You dodge precariously, your life hanging by a thread. In utter desperation, you turn and flee towards deeper water. The seabird pursues relentlessly. Its final dive nearly grazes your tail, the rush of air buffeting you as it passes. As you dive into the depths, darkness instantly surrounds you. You feel lucky to have escaped with your life. This incident teaches you that the shallows at dusk are a death trap for a young sawfish. Over the next few months, you stick to the safer, deeper waters, filled with a newfound awe and respect for the various dangers. Your days fall into a simple pattern: eat, hide, and grow. Half a year later, you've grown to about 1 meter long, the height of a human child. Though still far from your maximum size, you are no longer a bite-sized snack for predators. Of course, growth brings its own problems. Your saw has grown much faster faster than your body and now makes up a quarter of your total length. Your agility has decreased significantly. Making a sharp turn feels like driving a clumsy bus. You review your survival checklist again, ready to take on new challenges. 2 enemies are written there in bold: the dangerous stingray and the cunning small shark. You circle the stingray first, feeling it's time to upgrade your hunting skills. You can no longer be satisfied with catching worms and small fish. You move slowly along the sandy bottom, and your electroreceptors begin to pick up faint electrical signals. You soon lock onto a stingray that is almost completely buried in the sand. It's trying to ambush its prey, but it can't hide from your sensors. You approach cautiously, knowing the venomous barb on its tail can be fatal. This requires a different tactic. You steadily hover above the stingray, slowly swaying from side to side, your saw acting like a biological metal detector. By the time the stingray senses danger, it's too late. It tries to escape, but is pinned to the seabed by a precise strike from your saw. Then, with a few masterfully executed diagonal cuts, this delicious meal is yours. It tastes pretty good. You satisfyingly cross the stingray off your list. Next is the similarly sized shark. They are fast, highly alert, and would never be half buried in the sand. You know, this time you'll have to rely on strategy, not brute force. After a few days of searching, you find a shark about your size patrolling the same area. You're not gonna eat the whole thing, but this is a perfect opportunity to practice against a larger, more dangerous opponent. You stalk it quietly, staying low to the seabed where your coloration helps you blend in. The shark is focused on a school of fish, and you see your chance and prepare to strike. Suddenly, a massive shadow blocks out the light. You instinctively flatten yourself as the shark bolts. Clearly, it sensed the danger too. The shadow is a bull shark. You immediately recognize the danger, abandon the hunt, and seek cover. A dense patch of seagrass becomes your sanctuary. The bull shark, agile and powerful, is in hot pursuit. Your saw gets tangled in the seagrass, slowing you down drastically. The crisis is imminent. It's just the bull shark opens its massive mouth, revealing rows of sharp, serrated teeth, and lunges to bite you. At the critical moment, you violently twist your body and swing your saw upwards. The saw teeth slice across its gills, drawing a line of blood and causing it to recoil in pain. Clearly, it didn't expect such a defense from your simple counterattack. You don't wait to see if it will try again. You quickly rush through the seagrass toward the shallows, where its massive body will be at a disadvantage. The bull shark follows you to the edge of the shallows, but stops where the water becomes too thin and uncomfortable for it. It circles, waiting, but when it's clear you're not coming back out, it finally swims away. You have survived the second round with your nemesis. You even landed the first blow and secured a victory. Haha. As the adrenaline fades, you re-examine your list. The hunt wasn't perfect, but the rewards were huge. You only get a chance to improve if you dare to try. Years fly by and you have mastered the art of sawfish survival. One ordinary morning, as you patrol your territory as usual, you suddenly sense an unusual signal. Not food, not a threat, but something enticing. It's the reproductive pheromones released by a female sawfish, absolutely unmistakable. It's as if someone just placed a freshly baked pie under your nose, sparking your immense interest. Your saw nose now acts as a natural GPS tracker. You snake through the water deftly until you spot another sawfish slightly larger than you. She has noticed you too and doesn't immediately flee or attack. In the underwater world, this counts as an enthusiastic yeah. What follows is a magnificent mating dance. When two creatures armed with giant saw-like weapons try to get romantic, it's a delicate operation. Imagine two people trying to kiss while holding biological chainsaws. The maneuver is both comical and requires extreme care. After mating, you part ways, returning to the daily routine of the ocean. A decade passes in the blink of an eye. You have now grown to nearly 5 meters, becoming a rare and unique predator in the ocean. One day, a small stingray passes overhead. Although you're not particularly hungry, a hunt always breaks the monotony. You follow it, powerful thrusts of your tail propelling you into a fierce chase. You're so focused on your prey that you don't notice the strange shadow patterns from above until it's too late. You and the stingray both slam into something invisible yet tough. You twist and turn trying to break free, but the more you struggle, the tighter it gets. It's a fishing net. Panic sets in as you feel the net tightening and pulling you towards the surface. The stingray is trapped helplessly beside you. As you're lifted out of the water, the sunlight is blinding. For the first time in your life, you are out of the water. The sensation is disorienting. Gravity pulls at your massive body. Your gills gasp uselessly. You're thrown onto a hard surface surrounded by strange two-legged creatures making loud, chaotic noise. You'd heard rumors from other fish about these predators, but you never thought you'd meet them. As they approach you, trying to get you out of the net, your survival instinct takes over. You thrash wildly, swinging your saw in desperation. Suddenly, one of the two-legged creatures shouts and jumps back. This particularly brave or foolish one grabs your saw with a gloved hand, causing a sharp, twisting pain.